By the way, this is one of my favorite times of year. The leaves are falling, there's a crispness in the air. But when walking outside, I have to admit, I'm often on my phone. So here's the question. Can we really appreciate the beauty of fall all around us like we used to when our devices are constantly pulling our attention? I'm not so sure. To prepare for this segment, our producer asked for my average daily screen time, and I was horrified by the results. I literally squealed when I saw them because according to my iPhone, my screen time hovers around 8 hours per day. Yes, I just saw some jaws drop in the newsroom. Lindsley, you need to check yours. I bet you're around there too. That includes time on email, researching stories. Yes, that's all legitimate work. And there is some Instagram in there. I mean, how else could I share these adorable photos of me and my daughter as matching bells from Beauty and the Beast? And look at my son as Chip the teacup. I mean, come on, that's a public service. And actually, my phone use is pretty on target with the American average. You, America, are looking at your screen for about 7 hours a day on average. This cannot be good. Research suggests that, in fact, excessive screen time may be warping our brains, giving us something called digital dementia. Yes, I repeat, digital dementia. So, Tony, did producers ask you what your screen time was?
And I told them it's like asking how often I go to the bathroom. The answer is enough, sometimes too much, sometimes too little. I am still alive. I am still alive, but...
So you said no. The short answer is no.
I said I didn't want to get into it, but I do want to get into this topic. Joining us now is social psychologist Jonathan Haidt. He's the author of the runaway bestseller, The Anxious Generation, which looks at how several factors, including modern technology and life online, are contributing to a great rewiring of our society. Jonathan, thank you very much for coming back to us.
Oh, my pleasure.
I find at the end of the day with my phone, I feel like my brains are barbacoa. Someone's taken a fork and just shredded them. There's nothing left. I can't think. Yeah. Digital dementia feels real to me.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I looked it up, recently because it's a term it's not a clinical or medical term, but it does describe what it feels like for us adults. When we have stuff coming in all the time, we're all overwhelmed with texts, emails. As you said, Adrienne, a lot of it is our work. We're doing work. But now our brains were formed in the real three-dimensional world, and now as adults we get all this. Imagine if instead you're 10 years old. You've been on screens your whole childhood already. You get a smartphone, you get social media, and now you got all this stuff coming in. And the videos, the short videos. So they're online more than 10 hours a day, and a lot of it is just short videos. This is going to change the way the frontal cortex is developing. That's the seat of executive function, control. So I think the term digital dementia makes us think of old people. I think just digital fragmentation as your child's brain is growing. You don't want that to be happening.
So what does the science show? Because when I saw your post on Instagram, again, the irony.
Where you have quite a lot of followers, ironically.
Well, it's not me, it's my kids. But I was shocked because you defined digital dementia and you said, here are the symptoms: decreased ability to focus, forgetfulness, anger for no apparent reason, depression, developmental delays.
Yeah.
What does the science show are the real world impacts? And then what can we do to mitigate this?
Yeah. Well, so there is research on young children, especially in terms of cognition. And when kids are raised with a lot of screen time, they have speech delays, they have a delayed ability to focus, they have more ADHD-like symptoms, and it makes sense. Your brain has to grow to understand the world, and it takes a while, and kids engage with blocks and toys and things for a while, and you see the fascination on a kid's face. Imagine if while they're doing that, 17 other things are coming at them, and they're flipping around between things. So we know that cognitive development is very slow and easy to disrupt. And just as alcohol, if you drink when your kid is in utero, it disrupts brain development. Wow. Constantly being pinged by screens, distracted, is going to interfere with brain development.
So, Jonathan, governments are stepping up in a variety of places, some states, and some people say, oh, no, this should be on parents. You've armed me with a great counter-argument, the idea that you wouldn't legalize drinking for kids and say it's up to parents to make sure they don't do it. No, we need government help here. What's Congress on the brink of doing? What could happen? How could it help?
Yeah. Congress has done absolutely nothing to protect our children ever. There's only one law passed in 1998. It's a terrible law that says as long as your child is old enough to lie about her age, if she's old enough to say she's 13, she can go anywhere on the internet, and companies can do anything they want to her, and you can't sue them. They have a special legal immunity. Okay, so nothing has ever happened to protect kids. The social media companies, they tell one set of lies to the right, one set to the left, to make them think, oh, regulation is going to be censorship or something like that. COSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, is the one bill that is really that we really could pass. It's completely bipartisan. It passed 91-3 in the Senate. It does some basic things. It says these companies, these platforms, they can still have as much stuff as they want on them to promote suicide, eating disorders, drug use. They can still have all that stuff. They just can't send it to your child with their algorithmic news feeds. That's the major feature. And there's a bunch of other ones, but it's basic safety stuff. And so far, there's nothing. Congress needs to pass this by Christmas. If it doesn't pass it by Christmas, it's going to take years to get back to where we are now.
Right. So what can people do, and we're running out of time, but what can people do to mitigate the effects of digital dementia? You say spend time outside. I went apple picking with my family, but I was on my phone taking pictures the whole time. So like the phone still kind of stole that time.
That's right. The phone is an experience blocker. I teach a course at NYU called Flourishing. I send the students out and I say, you cannot bring your phone. You must go out and just look and listen. And for many of them, they've never been out without their phone. They don't know what it's like, and they love it. The basic things that we can do, there are 4 norms we can roll back this phone-based childhood. 1, no smartphone before 14. Just don't give your kid a smartphone. You can give them a flip phone or a phone watch. 2, no social media until 16. Social media is wildly inappropriate for minors. Just wait till 16 to drop them into that cesspool. 3, phone-free schools. It's insane that kids can have the phone in their pocket and look at it in their desk. That's what my kids tell me in New York City public schools. So phone-free schools, that's happening all over the world. And the 4th is far more independence, free play, and responsibility in the real world. Send them out to play. It's much safer than sending them online.
Oh, wow. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
You deserve whatever prizes we can come up with. I mean, thank you for this work. I think it's really important.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Adriana.